Hi there, Doug Goldstein here with the Goldstein on Gelt Show. Today, I want to talk to you about one of the myths that people believe when they inherit money from the United States and they live in Israel. Let me tell you what happened. I was talking to a young woman and she was receiving an inheritance from her father. And she told me that her sister said that everything that her father had has to be liquidated, his stocks, his bonds, his retirement accounts, and all of that money has to be sent to Israel to invest in an Israeli bank. She said, my sister told me it's illegal for me to keep that money in the United States. So I'm not really sure where this myth began, but I have to tell you, it's not the first time that I've heard it. I've heard people believe all sorts of things that just not true. So let me try and dispel some of those myths and make it easy for you. Certainly, if you're receiving an inheritance, this is important. But even more so, if you just make Aliyah and you've moved to Israel, what are you supposed to do with your money? So first and foremost, you should know it is absolutely okay for you to have a U.S. investment account, a brokerage account, a bank account, an IRA account, that's a retirement account. You can have those accounts in America when you live in Israel. Now, why is it that some people are getting letters from their brokerage firms telling them that they have to close the accounts? I've seen a lot of those letters because a lot of the big brokerage firms are kicking people out. But I have to tell you, I've never seen the text of the letter say, Dear Mr. Smith, it is illegal for you to keep your money in America. Therefore, we're kicking you out. That's not what it says. What really happens is that a lot of these big brokerage firms who are not specializing in cross-border clients, they just don't want to deal with all the added bureaucracy and the compliance and clients overseas. They don't want to deal with any of that. So they ask these clients to leave. Those clients, luckily, if they're lucky, they find a cross-border financial advisor who can help them out. That's a topic for, not for this moment anyway. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later on the show. But the thing to realize is that it's absolutely legal for you to have it. And moreover, you have to realize that you will have access to that money while it's in America when you live in Israel. And there are a lot of ways to access that money. So let's go to some of the basics and let's talk about this specific case that I saw. So the woman that I spoke to was inheriting a brokerage account as well as an IRA account from her father. There were a few steps that she had to go through. The first one was in order to receive the assets from her father and keep them in America, which has a lot of benefits, not the least of which is her Hebrew wasn't great and she wanted to work with an American company where everything's in English and where the investments that she would be choosing were things that she knew about, like the normal stocks and bonds and index funds that she knew. So that was a huge benefit. And moreover, keeping the money in America and the IRA money, keeping it in America, meant that she was not going to have to pay tax by liquidating her father's IRA, taking all of the money out, paying a huge American tax on it, let alone the possibility for paying Israeli tax. So what did we do? We set up a brokerage account for her in her name. Then we informed her father's brokerage firm and said, listen, the daughter now who's receiving an inheritance has a brokerage account. Please transfer over in kind. In kind means without selling anything. Please transfer over the stocks and the bonds and the bank deposits and the mutual funds and everything that was in the father's name that was transferable. Sometimes things are not always transferable, but everything that was transferable, like the normal investments, they simply were able to transfer over to the new account that she had with us. Now, the account she set up with us was also a US brokerage account. It's just that because she's working, again, with a cross-border firm that specializes in this, we're not afraid of dealing with clients who live outside the United States. Now, regarding the IRA, that was a little bit more tricky, but again, there's a procedure for everything. In this case, normally the way it works, the easy way it works when everyone's just in America and handling everything through one firm, is the father had his IRA account with the brokerage firm. And then when he passes away, if the daughter's named as a beneficiary, she opens a beneficiary IRA account with the same brokerage firm, and they transfer the assets in. In this case, because she lived overseas, the brokerage firm absolutely refused to open a beneficiary IRA account, even though we said to them, listen, we just want to put the money in, and then immediately we'll transfer it to an IRA account with another firm. It's just easier. And they said, no, we won't do it. And their offer was liquidate the account and the daughter should take the money out and pay all the taxes, which was, I think, a terrible idea. So instead, what we were able to do is we were able to open an IRA account with us. And then we contacted the old brokerage firm and gave them instructions for how to transfer the assets from the father's IRA into the new IRA account with us. It was one more step. But the fact is, when you work with a company that deals with us all the time, we've certainly seen this many times. So I think the conclusion of this, and what I'd like you to take away is, A, it is legal for you, whether you're getting an inheritance or whether you're moving to Israel, it is absolutely okay for you to maintain your US brokerage and IRA accounts. Moreover, Just because a company doesn't want to work with you, it doesn't mean that you have no solutions. There are, I don't know if there are plenty, but there are enough companies, and ours is one of them, that are able to help people who live outside the US. And by the way, we have clients all over the world, not just in Israel, although that's kind of our specialty. And the second thing is, once everything is set up and put into your name, then you want to work with someone who understands both sides of the equation, what it means to live in Israel, but still have US dollar investments. What are the investments that are available? What are the strategies you should be doing? What sort of investment advisors and accountants and lawyers should you be working on? That's not the topic for today's Goldstein on Gelt Show. I just wanted to really focus on this one issue. It's going to be a short episode. At Profile Investments, which is my day job, we are taking on new clients. So if you have any specific questions, feel free to get in touch with me. You can email me directly. My email address is doug@profile-financial.com. Thanks again for taking the time. If you like the show, please click like, share it with all of your friends on social media, and be sure to be in touch if there's anything we can do for you.